looking at today is we're doing a mystery randomizer, which means that we can look at all kinds of different variations for how the matchup is going to go. For example, we could be looking at Chozo, we could be looking at item countdown, we could be looking at major minor switch, and we can be looking at an assortment of different boss variations such as surprise, shuffled, or shifted, or even vanilla bosses as well. Now, I personally haven't had a matchup yet where we've gotten to see the surprise, but I would be excited to see it if it did happen. And it looks like our racers are off now. We're seeing that we are starting with a starter charge beam here. And we're not seeing any boxes in the top right counters, so we are not doing item countdown. So all that remains to be seen is if we're going to have minor major, or if we're going to have Chozo. Now the big tells between this is if we're going to see a morph ball in the pedestal and a missile in the ceiling. That would be Chozo. If there's any other major involved there, we can see different kind of loadout. We're also looking to see if it's going to be a map rando as well, which I'm always excited to see kind of how the map can vary for the two runners here. A big shout out to the runners just getting started here, and we're seeing Morph Ball on the pedestal to get us started here from crossproduct. Still not enough information to tell whether or not we're going to be doing Chozo. It's not a guarantee yet, but we will see. And yes, indeed, good luck, Fringo. Good luck to the runners, absolutely. Give everybody the high fives they deserve because we're looking at a really good matchup here. And we get early power bombs, so we can definitely check that couple of different checks there with the upstairs check with Billy Mays, and we can also take a look here at the meme route check as well. We get an idea of what kind of map randomization we're looking at immediately. Not to mention that's also immediately going to open up Old Mother Brain. And we're seeing space jump in the ceiling, so that is going to be a major minor switch here, which I am excited about. I haven't seen a good minor major switch yet. Not to mention getting some nice early movement is going to be really helpful for the runners too, just for better running. Yellow ball for both. What does that entail? Saber, what exactly do you mean by yellow ball for both? And we got Craze that's going to check the meme route portal here. Let's see what we got going on. And we got missiles. Doesn't really mean anything in particular. Doesn't mean anything special, just they picked it up when it was on that frame. Right now, the only thing we know is we've got a map randomization, so we're going to see where this portal leads. Ooh, Craze, be careful there. Oh, and both runners are going to be pretty even off to start here, both taking that early death to the side hoppers there, but at least we have valuable information as to where that'll lead. So both runners are going to be pretty much perfectly even here. Crossproduct is going to be just a little bit ahead because he took the death sooner. That also depends on whether or not Crossproduct is going to try and check that portal location again, which he may very well because it's still going to be good information, but he will probably not survive the second time through it. Hard to say. That immediate damage that you're going to be taking going through that portal is just going to be brutal. I would agree with that, Neo. Definitely a good opportunity to check Billy Mays here with those power bombs, get an early check there, and see if maybe there's going to be a health pack up there too. Right now, we know that the criteria entrance is going to lead to Lava Dive, which is very good information. Depending on where the other locations are on the map, it could be very difficult to navigate, though, because it could be completely isolated from other checks on the map. crazdgamer and Cross getting their morph balls once again, and no doubt crossproduct is definitely going to get the space jump here, because that's just too valuable to leave behind. We got this crossproduct. Struggling a little bit there that time. Old Mother Brain could also hold the key to a good item as well. Very possible. I have a feeling that crossproduct is going to reset this room here. Yep, he's going to go back for that space jump. Just get that in the right position there. There he goes. Got his damage boost that time. Got him in the right position. crazdgamer having a little bit similar difficulty here getting his space jump as well. And looks like Craze is also going to opt to reset the room and get that item again. Crossproduct ahead now, though, going forward and getting his power bombs here. Now, it looks like crossproduct is going left, so we will not see a Billy Mays check here from him. Yeah, he's going to check that portal again. He's probably not going to be very happy with the find here. He's definitely got to be careful with these side hoppers here, because they hurt him pretty well last time. crazdgamer at this point is now going to be able to go ahead, because they've already seen the portal here, and they're going to be able to check Old Mother Brain as well. Oh, Cross, careful. Ooh, navigating those side hoppers very well there, and safely through. Just enough power bombs to continue as well, and still has one left for Old Mother Brain. Which Craze is going to find out is a missile. Kind of an interesting start to the race here. Both runners having similar struggles, getting through certain points, dying in the same exact spot, and being able to just straight up continue on as if they had never died at all. Right now it's just a matter of who's going to have a better progression up through here. Oh, crossproduct has got his missiles. He decided to pick that one up, so now he's up to 15 missiles. In the clear for Fantoon right now for a good Fantoon fight. Of course, we have no idea where Fantoon is at the moment. We don't even know where the wrecked ship is. It's not like we can just look out the window and see masks floating in the water. And we're going to have our first E-Tank at BT, so no BT fight today. Crossproduct just barely trailing behind Crazed here. Too early to tell, though. And it looks like Crazed is going to be going down to the 230 missiles for a quick check here. Not a bad call, all things considered. But it's not Chozo either, so it could be a little bit out of the way. It looks like Crossproduct is going to be more than likely taking a ship save, refilling, and checking Gauntlet. While Crazed is finding a second power bomb pack to keep him happy for a little while. And it looks like Cross is going to check this portal to the right here for the wrecked ship and see where it leads. Not a bad call early on, just to get that portal information. Oh no, we are going all the way up. All the way up to check this location up here. No supers, that is true. So both of them are actually equal on power bombs right now, and it looks like Craze is going to be opting for that gauntlet check here, which it looks like Cross is going to be going for as well, loading up his power bombs to be ready. Good check to get started here, just to find out what's there. Always a good idea to save the ship when they're doing this with only one E-tank. That lava, that's the acid can be a bit dicey here, as well as making sure you've got everything you need. And you see on crossproduct just how quickly that acid damages you down. If I am correct, I believe at this point it's about 60 damage per second that you're in it. And there we find our first supers here, which I believe those were actually in logic with the item loadout that we have right now. Cross just waiting for that acid to go down a little bit, getting a good power bomb up there, nicely through and out of gauntlet. So now we're going to be able to check the gauntlet items here and see what these have in store for us as well. And missiles and power bombs, actually not bad items to find here. Being that we don't have bombs to get us started off, extra power bombs is very handy. Both runners right now pretty equal as far as placement in the race goes, just basically an item transition behind. And Cross is going to go back and check this item here. Oh, and an early plasma! What a gift to the runners. No worries about damage now. And it looks like crossproduct is going to go down here and check his 230 missiles as well. Kind of an interesting check here. A little out of the way for the routing right now. At the same time, though, now we have enough power bombs for the future if we need to do any kind of crystal flash clips, or if we just need a crystal flash in the first place. We'll be well set for it at this point. Plenty of power bombs to work with. But now crossproduct is going to be working his way back up and exploring what is going to be through the transitions here. crazdgamer already seeing that it introduces himself to the crabs in Meridia. Yes, this is major minor switch. crazdgamer finally getting himself some more super missiles here. 10 on the account now. Going to be in much better shape with that. Yes, super at gauntlet. Phaser definitely being a little bit trolly. You got the green Bryn. Here's your consolation prize. I didn't know that was a specific indicator, but thank you for that information. Ooh, and a nice early speed booster to go along with that space jump of ours. Oh, Cross getting all their items in the same spot, just trailing behind Craze by a little bit here. And crossproduct is going to pick up that spacer for the memes. Alright, so Big Pink here, giving us a good introduction of what we can be expecting later. We do have the speed booster early, so we can do that waterway check while we are here as well. Ooh, careful there, Crazed. Yeah, those side hoppers are no joke. They do a lot of damage. Especially with no suits or damage reduction. It is pain. And crossproduct's going to passing on those missiles, already sitting at 30. Pretty happy right now with his loadout. I'm doing that underneath spore spawn check here. Meanwhile, Craze is making their way through to find out what our wave item is, and we have the grapple beam. So with any luck, we could be getting an early Meridia check. I would not complain about that. I love a good suitless Meridia. Give us an ice beam to make it go extra crazy. Finding another power bomb there is probably going to end up picking that up because it means it's pretty much guaranteed 2 crystal flashes that are going to be available from in the future. If there's any chance of hell runs, anything like that, it's going to be really useful to have. The cross product has not checked that item for the speed booster just yet. It looks like we're going to take a look at this portal though, and it's East Meridia at the top of Green Bryn. I would not be surprised if this area that crazdgamer's in right now is going to hold a suit of some kind. Something pretty major here. It's where the logic seems to have pushed us. Alright, we find a wrecked ship entrance with cross product here, and it looks like he's going to try and continue through. And another E-tank for Craze there, so with 3 E-tanks we could potentially be looking at hell runs, but we don't know yet. It would not be any level of surprise if it were. So right now, the Riders kind of isolated in their locations a bit here. We haven't found good continuation. That almost means that the wrecked ship location would have to lead to somewhere that would be progress, but we haven't even found Red Tower yet at this point. Cross is going to double back and more than likely get those items that he hasn't checked yet, speed booster included. I'm just seeing a little bit of route divergence here, nothing too major. There hasn't been really anything to take a chance on. It's been pretty logical the way through so far. Yep, Cross making his way back through. Having to bomb this the old-fashioned way. Meanwhile, Craze has got his speed booster across, and he's going to get the same portal information that Cross Product got here as well. And yeah, he's just gonna nope right out of there. He knows it's wrecked ship now. We're all done there. We have not seen the east yet. We have not seen the wrecked ship entrance at this point. But I would agree. Since that seems to be the one we haven't seen, I would think at this point it's going to be the best location for them to check for something. It doesn't appear that crossproduct is going to be getting his speed booster today, which is unfortunate for him because we went right past it. With this one, that's going to give Crazed a really big advantage here to get started off early, just because the movement speed for him is going to be so much faster. But perhaps Cross thinks it's not necessarily a check for him. I mean, it could have been that, but it could also have been a lot of other stuff at this point too. Both runners do appear to be heading to that same criteria entrance. Yep, crossproducts are getting ready. Let's take a look at this portal transition. I wouldn't be surprised if it led to Red Tower here. Gave us an entrance there for something to continue on. If it is Red Tower, that's actually going to be pretty big for a transition location too, because we do have Lower Norfair right around here. Alright, so we found West Meridia. And we'll take a look at this east transition here. crazdgamer coming in for a save to the ship. Stocking up. We're ready to go. Ooh! Upper Norfair, kind of an interesting check here, but 2 E-tanks will be a little bit tricky to navigate through here. Crossproduct likes it though, so we're going to continue forward, because we do have the ship save and everything, so we're safe at least for now. Not a bad call there, taking a quick energy break. And then it looks like crazdgamer is going to pass on that same portal. So now we do have some good route divergence here. No one chasing each other's curtails. And crazdgamer is actually going to proceed here through West Meridia a little bit. Wouldn't be surprised about a Mama Turtle check here. Seeing what kind of suit we can find there, if anything. We do have the grapple beam, so suitless is almost technically in logic, but not quite without high jump or ice. I like the choice as well. I always love seeing some good route diversions and different ways of thinking about what's going on. Definitely not the item that Cross was looking for. They're probably looking for an E-tank. Ooh! And we find a charge upgrade. So we're going to find out if they had charge plus to start or regular charge here. And we get 3 times, so we have full charge beam now. Yep, crossproduct going to go ahead and take the death there. They just didn't have enough E-tanks to survive. And we have found Red Bryn. Going over to crossproduct again. Going over to crazdgamer rather. And deciding against going through this area here. Probably go down to X-ray to do an early X-ray check. I would agree that speed booster definitely would have helped him through there. Finding that charge is a pretty critical item too. He's probably going to be searching around for another E-tank here or something to try and help him get through there. And looks like we have crazdgamer going back through to Red Tower. Cross taking the health there. Craze making his way through. And we're back down the Red Tower progression here. Or more... No, we're not going to see the X-ray check there. So we have exit of Crade, entrance to Norfair there. Good critical check. Crossproduct taking a minute to write down the transition here. And off we go! Grace is going to have a pretty easy early X-ray here. Having that space jump is almost like having the cheat code. Who needs damage boosting? Oh, and there's our ice beam. So, Suitless Meridia becoming more and more into logic as we progress. Very nice beam right now. Both of them do have a really good combination of beams to get started there. Having that starter charge, it is definitely weaker. Plasma helps quite a bit with it, for sure. Perhaps getting some more supers here, so he's going to be happy with 20 supers if he ever runs into a Ridley fight. He has the supers necessary for a good fight. We're going to take a look here on crazdgamer's side, though, and see what our normal Spazer item is going to be. Another E-Tank, definitely a welcome sight, as this has been a very low health seed so far. That's definitely going to make Norfair a bit easier if crazdgamer decides to progress through Bubble Mountain. Looks like Cross is going to move right through and check these tubes here. And it looks like we might be betting on Croc. We are going to bet on Croc. So what's Croc going to have for us today? Does Croc have our first suit of the game? No, but he does have an E-Tank, which is also going to be a welcome set for cross product. He's not going to complain about that. Because now I can go back and get that charge beam of his. Spam that E. crazdgamer going left here. Taking the tube, and up we go. Oh, just missing that jump. Unfortunate. As not possible to do without high jump there, or a suit to help you out there so you can turn it off. No spring ball jump either. Just difficult. So what are we going to find at our normal grapple location? If you wagered for a suit, now's the time for something to come true. Oh, very trolly reserve there. More than likely, if crazdgamer finds Croc, he's going to try and bet on him as well, especially with having Plasma. So this isn't really going to be much of a time loss for cross product. Plasma is just such a quick kill with Crocomire at this point. Meanwhile, Craze is going to be able to find his charge beam here, progressing up through Bubble Mountain. He's got more than enough health to complete it. We have a prediction for the first suit at Wave. You know what? I like that prediction. Let's see what we get. crazdgamer, just getting a little bit more health here before progressing towards speed booster item, just in case. While we have a little bit of downtime, since we've seen a couple things here, let's talk about a couple of extra items that we have available to us here in the game. We have a couple of variations on items. For example, there is double jump that is possible in the Seed, which is a variation of the space jump boots from Metroid Prime. We also have heat shield, which is heated damage reduction in upper and lower Norfair. Complete heat reduction in upper Norfair, about 50% in lower Norfair. So if either of those items are found, it's kind of an interesting twist on the normal items here in the game. Meanwhile, crossproduct getting his 4th E-Tank here, now complete on the health that he needs to complete the hell runs here. And finding some more supers is always welcome. One thing that is also possible is if we find early gravity, it could actually do damage reduction as well, but it is not guaranteed to do so. It is simply a possibility. Crossproduct off to check the ice item here. Get a little trouble nailing that space jump there. There we go. There we go. There's our wall jump. Craze taking the save here. He's going to check the upstairs portion here. And we have gravity first. So those who bet on gravity, congratulations. There's your payout. And we're finding another E-Tank here in Norfair. So Norfair actually providing a lot of health for our runners here. I believe that's, what, our 3rd E-Tank in Norfair alone. Yes, it is a major minor switch. We have not seen any of the bosses yet, so we are in for a surprise either way once we hit a boss. So right now we just don't know. Complete map randomization as well. And looks like Cross is going to give us that. Never mind, we're not going to see. Yes, we are. We're going to save first. We're going to see X-Ray. And we're off. So Cross definitely behind on a couple. Indeed, there are still a few that we have not seen to this point yet. And if I remember correctly, this is going to be an E-Tank for crossproduct, so he's going to be very happy about that to get him refilled up. Oh no, that's right, this was ice. That's ice. And Craze is going to find an E-Tank at the wave item. Speed was at Edicoon's. Ross gonna just barely make it out of there alive. More than likely he's gonna hit down and take that free health regen at the bottom here. Yep. At this point, unless there's something that requires him to have speed, not really. That would be a complete double back on his routing right now. Routing choices by these two runners are definitely interesting. And E-Tank for cross-proc there, so he's definitely going to be happy. Being that we haven't found Varia yet, we could almost be looking at a potential suitless lower Norfair. I would not complain. That is a possibility, but we are also picking up a lot of health. Crazed at this point has enough health. We just need something a little bit more for some damage reduction. And it looks like Cross is now heading to the wrecked ship. We have found it, and here we go. Crossproduct definitely has the ammo. He's making up the difference right now for not having the charge beam. He has starter charge, just not full charge. Cray is now picking up his gravity suit, and it'd be interesting to see if he makes a Meridia check here first. Not sure what Crossproduct was hoping for there as far as killing one of those things, but he has plenty of ammo, plenty of health going in here. Oh, we find a Ridley fight. Honestly, oh, an interesting reset there. Did anyone get a chance to check that room that it said in the top right? I didn't see it. Starter charge, but 25 supers at the same time. I was gonna find another super pack here. He might just head back down to kill Ridley now. With 30 supers? Quite possible. It may be it may be 29 since he knows that Ridley is there. He might save one of the supers for the missile door. Yep, and that's exactly what he's going to do. He's going to save it here. Meanwhile, Crazed is making that trip up through Meridia at this point. And he has now found the wrecked ship himself. Now, Crazed with a massive advantage here, having the speed booster going into this. And it is saying Ridley at wrecked ship, so we could easily be looking at a surprise boss here as well. Ooh, Cross, careful. That was definitely a bet. Yeah, especially with it appears that we're not getting any kind of damage reduction from this check as from the gravity suit as well. So Cross is going to do some more exploration here and see what he can find, which may benefit, may not. Kind of hard to say. The routing may favor not doing this check. Craze, on the other hand, is very short on ammo, but yeah, he's going to go ahead and reset there. He's not going to take on Ridley at this moment. Now, he would have a good chance of doing the fight if he didn't use any of his supers at all, because at that point he could just continue fighting with the regular charge beam with plasma and use the rest for a crystal flash. But you do have a good powerful plasma beam at the same time, so you're dealing a lot of damage still. Looks like Craze is just trying to find a little bit more ammo here, seeing if he can get enough to be able to take on Ridley. Looks like they're gonna go and save and try again, more than likely here. Meanwhile, Cross is making their way to the wave item here. And they're gonna find themselves a nice E-tank to keep them going. Varia Spring Ball, that would just be absolutely cruel. Alright, we're seeing Varia at Plasma, and now we're seeing Ridley. Gray's getting picked up there. Mitigating some of the damage he would have taken, but still taking some of that heat damage. Getting some nice super shots on him. Missed one there. Do we have enough to finish the fight? Ooh, tough hit there by Craze. Ridley's not dead yet. Ridley is in a very difficult spot. While the logic itself is kind of pushing you towards a wrecked ship, it's going to be a difficult fight for either one of our runners with the kind of loadout they have right now. Meanwhile, Cross has found his way to Kraid, which is going to be a great find here, providing it's not another Ridley. Which, if this is a surprise, it very well could be. A pure Ridley seed, that would just be all kinds of mean. And Kratos Vanilla, which I'm sure crossproduct is going to be more than thankful for. Is Varia Vanilla possibly? Just barely missing the quick kill there. You need to open your mouth a little bit more there, Kraid. There we go, nicely done, Cross. Finishing up on Kraid. Our first boss officially down. An E-tank. Okay, so now the seed is giving us too much health. Too much health. Alright, so now we're going to be able to check that attic item here for Cross. See what it has for us. He could have farmed mini crate for supers if it was Ridley. Yeah, absolutely. That would have been a very fair opportunity for him as well, which would have made a pretty easy Ridley fight. And we're not going to look at that attic item at all. We are proceeding through. An interesting choice, but understandable. Cross is not checking a lot of items here, probably because he's taken a few deaths here. He feels like he's way behind. I don't necessarily like to skip myself either. At the same time, though, he probably feels like he needs to cut out certain checks just because he's died a few times. He's probably feeling a bit behind. He doesn't know where crazdgamer is. He doesn't know he's facing the same struggles. Could we be looking at crossproduct and potential just go mode? It would be kind of surprising here. I don't know about that, because Mama Turtle has 2 items rather than 1. So it may take you a little bit longer to get to, but the payout is worth it. I think that's kind of what crossproduct is betting on here, is just like ignoring everything, trying to find Varia. Maybe. Or he's not even worried about finding Varia, maybe he's just worried about finding more health. It's kind of hard to say. Well, we're gonna see Buffoon here. Say hello to the snake. Snake with bad breath. And we have our spring ball. So, crazdgamer just down 1 item from full movement combination. Imo Cross finding their way through this nasty area here. I mean, the high jump is just a little bit important. Taking a save here because it could easily see another Ridley potentially. We're gonna take a look and see what this boss holds for us. Ooh, and we have double Ridley. Congratulations, everyone. We finally have true surprise. Can we go for 3? Can we go for 3 Ridleys? On the other hand, if crossproduct does follow that same route, he may actually decide to take on Ridley because his ammo is going to be in better shape. I mean, crossproduct is kind of taking a Super's farm here, but in that particular spot, yeah, it's kind of tough. Crossproduct is going to have to do something here. He's going to have to ice clip through, and he's getting his Metroid there all set. And getting that ice clip first try, nicely done. 25 Super Ridley with... yeah, it's a tough call. Because you have 70 tanks, but you don't have any damage reduction. Lower Norfair damage hurts. So Crazed looks like he's going to be checking this item here. So we could see a Shack Tool check, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are! Interesting enough, I don't think crossproduct is going to check the Shack Tool at all, so if it has anything decent, crazdgamer is going to pass it up. Not Crazed, but crossproduct. And as Shack Tool is doing his work, now is a good time for everyone to get their popcorn. Alright, Cross taking the save here because he doesn't know what he's going to run into. And we have X-Ray. So if Cross decides not to check Shack Tool, he's going to be in great shape here. And Cross is not going to opt to fight Ridley. Interesting. Yeah, 19 supers, you have a valid point. Interesting thing enough, I think crossproduct is actually trying to get the supers together to do this fight. Yeah, we're gonna farm up some supers here. We're gonna be looking at a Ridley fight. I'm thinking stock up, save again, fight Ridley, win. Welcome back to Green Bryn, ladies and gentlemen. So where is Crazed going now is the question. We have no bosses down for Crazed, we have one boss down for Cross, yet both runners are kind of on equal footing right now because of the various checks. If crossproduct manages to get down Ridley here, he's going to have a lot more confidence taking him on in the wrecked ship as well. Alright, let's welcome Ridley back to the map. Craze making their way up through Green Bryn, out on back to Criteria now. Crossproduct just needs to give him some decent pogos here to get a good fight going for him. There's one thing he does not have here, it is time. Doing a good job of controlling him. That Ridley should be dead. Missing the grab there. There we go. Ooh, get that health, get that health. Oh, Ridley just not being merciful there. Crossproduct knows that he can beat it though. At this point, we know that we can beat Ridley. He's gotta fight it again, yep. He didn't get the health on time from Ridley's death. It didn't even spawn quite yet by the time that Cross had lost all of his. Potentially, it also depends on what is going to drop here. It's hard to say right now who really is ahead. And a little bit of rougher go there. And what are we doing on Cross's side here? Cross probably just trying to figure out what's going on here. Alright. You got this, Cross. crazdgamer now in to face his Kraid fight here. So both runners are going to be pretty equal here for this particular fight. Seeing a decent Ridley fight so far, controlling him well, getting good pogos, good missiles. Now he just needs a good grab. And he got the good grab. That minute to cool himself down was excellent, because now we have a dead Ridley, and we should be surviving this one. Oh, crossproduct finding a wave beam here is actually huge. That extra damage is gonna be, oh my gosh, and look at where Varia is. Varia in the attic, that one check that we didn't like. Yep. Yeah, there's no way that Cross is going to go back there at all. Now, what might save Cross still is if he manages to find a heat shield, something like that, if he's able to find another way to get damage reduction. So at this point, Lower Norfolk is going to be pretty brutal. Ray's now with a pretty sizable advantage going into more Ridley fights here in the future. He's not going to have to worry nearly as much. I would agree. If they had just gone to closet first, they would have been just fine. But now, without Speed Booster, without Charge Beam, there's a lot of things here that would actually help him. It's hard to know. With a runner like Cross, he probably knows that it's major minor switch. But at the same time, there was a few deaths that were taken earlier on, so he's probably feeling way behind at the moment. Especially looking at the time that we're post 1 hour time now. That's kind of a gross reserve there. At this point, picking up more health for Cross pretty much means that he's committing to a suitless lower Norfair, though. And Craze now ready for his second Ridley fight of the game. Yes, indeed, we have a surprise. This is our second Ridley. We still haven't seen one boss to see if we're going to have a third Ridley yet. Craze working their way through their Ridley fight here. A little bit more difficult without the high jump boots here to make sure to land those higher up shots, but progressing through it no problem. It looks like we're going to see some sandpit checks here by crossproduct as well. Given his present situation, I'm not surprised. He's probably still trying to find something to help him out with lower Norfair. And we find supers and missiles here. We're going to be inspecting the other one. And are we going to see a shack tool check by crossproduct here? What's he thinking? Craze is in go mode. He's got everything he needs to complete the game now. No reason to really check for anything else. Plenty of health. We have stand-up glitch availability to us now. So now 2 bosses down for Craze at the same time. Very nicely done by him. Bosses-wise, the 2 runners are completely equal right now, but items-wise, Craze has a massive advantage right now. Crossbar trying to get this ice clip up through the ceiling here. Just not quite going high enough to help him. We're going to CF clip through the ceiling now. Quite a few more opportunities to try. And last opportunity here to try. And it looks like we missed it, so we're going to reset here. Unfortunate circumstances happening with Cross here. Give him some credit though. I mean, we are post 1 hour into this. He's taken several deaths and he's still going for it. That takes a lot of courage to keep going after that amount of work. Credit to both of the runners here. If you haven't already, make sure to like and follow them on Twitch as well. I know that they do stream, so make sure to just drop them a little bit of extra love here if you like what you're seeing too. So Cross going for these. No, going for a different check here. Probably looking for more E-tanks at this point. I'm not sure that we could be still committed to trying to find Varia at this point, or if we're just going straight up lower Norfair. He's about to take down his second Ridley fight. Cross having to think again there because we do not have Speed Booster. Probably was thinking about checking that waterway item, but remembering that he just doesn't have what he needs there. Lower Norfair Lava Dive was at the left of was at Meme Route. And Cross just keeps missing those checks that he could be looking at to give him some help too, unfortunately. Some nice spring ball strats there by Cross as it goes through. Meanwhile, Craze has his second Ridley fight down. Now to remain to see if we have a triple Ridley seed. We have not seen anything of Lower Norfair at this point. Cross taking a safe here, not sure where he's going to be going. He could easily be going for that lava dive. If he's taking a save with the ship, he may very well be going Lower Norfair now. Alright, crossproduct, you've got a couple ways you can go here. Where are we going? Be our tour guide. I'm going straight through, it looks like. Gonna skip those missiles because we don't need any more. And off we go. Meanwhile, crazdgamer back in Big Pink. We're at Lower Norfair here. back to Bubble Mountain, and looks like he might be going back for his charge beam, which would be interesting. Crossproduct already has Croc down. Yep, looks like we're going to be going back for our charge beam. Interesting call here. It's a check that's definitely a little bit more out of the way. But here we go. We're going to get our full charge. So at this point, crossproduct is actually going to have full beam combination, so he'll be in really good shape with damage, but at this point it might just be a little bit too little too late. Crossproduct now at full damage. Craze taking a save of the ship, more than likely to get ready for Lower Norfair himself. Never a bad idea with how tricky this particular seed has been to have multiple saves as you're going. I will remind everyone that this particular setup gives the racers opportunities of rolling saves. So if there's a save location that they have taken in the past that they preferred, they can actually go back to that particular location. It looks like Cross is heading for lower. We're on our way. Going back up to check this item more than likely here, maybe? Nope. Just opting out of it. Sure what Cross is doing here, what we're setting up. Taking a health refill, Craze making their way to Lava Dive. And off we go. Cross finding his way to the tubes here. Not getting the exact entrance that thought we were going to initially, but Crazed making his way down to Lower Norfair at this point. Gonna be in pretty good shape. Cross making his way back to the wrecked ship here to take down that Ridley. That makes more sense now. Crossproduct making his way down to the Ridley fight, Craze making his way up to worst room in the game. And right now it is earning its name. And we indeed have a triple Ridley seed. How beautiful is that? Excuse me, what am I saying? We already know about this Ridley. It's a double Ridley seed still. This time, Cross should be able to finish this one off no problem. We're already taking down one. What's another one? Well, unless Ridley body checks you. And then shoots you with fireballs. Twice. Ridley being very mean to Crossproduct today. Luckily, Cross at this point does have some reserve to tap into if absolutely necessary. So he's in pretty good shape. Ooh, find our screw attack. That is actually not a bad find here. A little bit of extra safety net. It'll help it with Cross's lower Norfair check as well. Harry's well on his way. Suitless is definitely pretty free with that. Speeds everything up quite a bit. Those pillars will not be an issue. 3 Musketeers, no problem. Crossproduct actually going to check some items here in the wreck ship. Kind of a surprise at this point. But he does find a nice E-take, so that'll definitely help him out for the lower Norfair now. How many items is he actually going to check here in the wreck ship? Because he is limited on what he can. And we have the spiky room of death. Oh, we have a double crate seed. How interesting. So double Ridley, double crate for this particular seed. Very, very interesting. Cross does find the high jump boots here, so that'll definitely be some help as well. You know what? Phantoon and Dragon had faced a lot of abuse lately, and they just needed some time off from work. I would agree. Those high jump boots might have helped him out earlier, but at the same time, though, being down a speed booster is pretty huge too. That's alright, Arby. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. We'll get you informed. Unfortunately, Varia is just not going to be found here. This particular seed has been unfriendly. I wouldn't say it's been necessarily evil, but it's been unfriendly. Although how often lately do you get to see a post 1 hour seed too? The more Metroid content, the better. And we are going to see bowling here. I think the beginning of the seed was probably the worst part of it. It was lava dive at meme route for the early check, so getting hit by those side hoppers and then trying to check that portal was a pretty nasty combination. Yep, we're gonna check here, so he's gonna be very disappointed. Looks like Cross is still going to opt to get these here. Although he could be trying to take a peek up above real quick too. an E-tank there. So, good news for Cross is that he's not missing out on anything by not having Speed Booster. Although we have found just about all the health in the game to this point. Cray is making his way down to G4. We have our first G4 entrance here by Crazed, making our way to Mother Brain. Be a little bit longer of a Mother Brain fight with only 25 supers to right now and 600 damage, but not too bad. We still have pretty good damage output. I wouldn't be surprised to see Craze go for stand-up glitch, especially with the sheer amount of health he has. Probably feels a bit behind too because of how far we are into the seed as well. Bombs are a conundrum in this particular roundup. Bombs could be at Mama Turtle. We never... Bombs run left sandpit? Ah, thank you. Craze getting some nice clears there. Craze does not have Wave Beam here. No, this MB2 isn't going to be bad at all. We've got decent damage between our supers and our beam combination. We've got no boots, so we're probably not going to see a baby skip here. But we'll see if he tries it. He's setting up for it. Nope, we're just taking damage. Okay. Now, crossproduct, on the other hand, he has everything he needs to try and do his baby skip, which is interesting. The thing I've learned about Metroid is that if it can be done, it will be done. Alright, we have our entrance here. We're going to get our ice clip ready through here. Zeb skip, and we are all the way through. Pardon me, Mother Brain. I seem to be an uninvited guest here. Crossproduct now through with his lava dive on his way. Decent health going in here. This should be interesting. Missing our jump just there a little bit on Mother Brain. Watch out for the meatballs. He's having a nice catch-up phase here. Very nicely done. It does not look like we're going to be going for a stand-up glitch at all. We're going to play this one straight. Cross is indeed going suitless Ridley. But he doesn't know that it's Ridley. Right now it's just suitless Lower Norfair. This is actually going to end up being Kraid. Yes, quote-unquote Ridley. Ridley. Okay, that's my favorite so far. Cross taking a much needed CFR. Craze getting his health back right now. About to face off with Mother Brain. Almost ready for our MB3 fight. That is correct, Spike. You know, I wouldn't have blamed him for that either. That would have just been absolutely cruel. The sad part is Cross is probably going to farm up health here before going into the Ridley fight, and only discovering that it's going to be Kraid instead. Meanwhile, Kraid is on his way. Yep, Cross taking some time to farm up a little bit here. Get some power bombs back. Much less worried about health here. Little does he know that he will be just fine. Having the ability to Crystal Flash upon leaving though is going to be very handy for him because he'll need to regenerate his health. Very nice 4 supers by Cross. Beautiful representation of the stand-up. And an E-Tank here for Cross to keep him going. Everything he needs to be able to get out of Lower Norfair. Meanwhile, Kraid's making their way up the shaft now, almost back to the ship. Get your GGs ready in chat, ladies and gentlemen. We are almost there. And here we go. And we are all into the ship. GG, GG, with the final race time of 1:29.27 goes to crazdgamer. Well done. Beautifully raced. Cross product now making their way out of Lower Norfolk. We're going to find out what Cross wants to do here in just a second, whether he's going to continue to finish or whether we're going to just be resolving this once and for all. Right now, Cross product is finishing up, but we will see what's going to happen. Definitely credits to crazdgamer, though. He ran a great race, and he made some really good choices as far as item checks that led him to some pretty critical moments in the game itself. Definitely credit where credit is due. And Cross product right here, just looking for another powerbomb for a CF. Does have that reserve available to him should he need it. He's going to feed himself that reserve right now. Smart move, smart move. And we do have crazdgamer here joining us in chat. Crazed, great race. How you feel about that?
Yeah, thank you. I was a little bit confused at first because, like, you see the first few checks. It's like, okay, it's major, minor, cool. And then I was like really scared because I, took that death early. So I'm like, okay, cool. I'm just 5 minutes behind someone who knows what he's doing, and I get to play catch up for the rest of the seed. And then I saw the super at Gauntlet E tank, and I'm just like, okay, this is not correct because this is supposed to be a major location. So I was just thrown off by that. So at this point, just like I'm gonna pretend it's still major minor, but I'll have to ask about that later.
Fair enough. And just real quick, we do have an official forfeit here by crossproduct, so hopefully he'll join us here shortly in chat. Now, interestingly enough, you two actually died at almost the same exact time on that entrance to the lava dive in the beginning from meme route.
Oh, sick.
The biggest difference was that you died after checking the portal. Crossproduct died to the side hoppers before making it through the door.
Ooh,
so that gave you a little bit of an edge early on, just because you already had the portal knowledge.
Yeah, that's tough because, obviously it ended up being our end game because that's where you eventually got to Torium. But yeah, that's a rough play because you're not going back there until you have nothing else to do.
Absolutely. So we're going to take a look here. We're seeing a lot of items readout coming on, and I know that crossproduct is probably taking a look at that now, taking a look at where that Varia suit was and kind of kicking himself a little bit, unfortunately. We didn't find that on his side, but we did find it on yours.
Yeah, we did chat about that after the forfeit. That Varia was at Crate tank, so and then we did have to sort of figure out that the seed was okay, it wasn't actually broken, so it was all right.
That's good to hear. I'm glad you guys had an opportunity to chat about it a little bit. I'm hoping that crossproduct will join us here, but he hasn't jumped into chat just yet. So if he doesn't, that is quite alright. He might have something else going on as well. This was a much longer seed than they normally are. It's a good half hour longer than a standard seed that we've seen lately.
But it happens.
Absolutely. It's the nature of mystery, it's the nature of randomizers. You just don't know what you're going to face. Out of curiosity, do you have any questions or anything, any comments that you want to make?
Not really. I know crossproduct has been with the randomizer community for a bit. I know he's good at the game, so this was a little bit of a surprise to me that I was able to get there. But we'll see what happens.
Absolutely. And do you know who you're facing off in the next matchup between you?
No idea.
Well, you're going into it now with a 2-2 win-loss streak, and you kind of settled a tiebreaker between you and Cross here as well. You were both going into it at 1-2. So it ought to be something very interesting to look forward to.
I think I have 3 losses.
We took a look at the bracket beforehand. I was informed of 1-2, but that could be... maybe it was off, I don't know. I can only go by the information I was provided. So how did you feel about this particular seed in comparison to the other ones you've run lately? Was it better, was it worse, or just different?
I feel like last week was worse than this one. This one was okay. Like there was still some amount of backtracking, and obviously having surprise bosses is noteworthy since that's only a 10% chance. But otherwise, it was fine. I just wish I was able to take down the wreck ship Ridley on the first go around because I'm sure you probably noticed, but I sort of waffled on making the decision to go down there the first time. Like maybe 17 supers could get there with this amount of E-tanks and the charge beam, but that didn't happen. I didn't want to force it, so we decided to bail after the first attempt.
There was definitely some good debate on whether or not you were going to attempt it, whether you should have or not. It was pretty much consensus that you made the right decision in leaving and not doing it because it would have just been far too risky and potentially too many deaths there. And end result, I mean, you still ended up winning the race itself, so you made your way through. And crossproduct, welcome in. Thank you for joining us.
GG.
GG's Cross.
Cross, how'd you feel about that one? How was the seed for you there?
I expressed my opinions in the RTGG chat, and I will leave it at that.
Fair enough.
I don't believe the rules were explained clearly, and if I'm wrong, then I'll happily take the L. Otherwise, I'm gonna vote for a no contest, and whatever the admins decide is fine. I'm not too attached to the race or the results, but you know, it was an awkward situation.
Understandable. Well, for what it's worth, you raced very well. You kept in the race despite everything that you're going through, all the different challenges that you're facing. You just kept going, and that's always a credit to a good racer who's always keeping to try and go. So thank you for at least keeping up the work and putting on a good show for everybody else, and making sure that you don't give up, never surrender.
Thanks a lot.
Absolutely. And personally, this is the first surprise seed that I've gotten to see yet, so that was interesting on my regard as well.
Yeah, man, same.
Yep.
How convenient. At first, I legitimately just thought Space Jump got relegated to a minor item. I was like, ha, take that, Tracy. And then Spring Ball was in post Splatoon, and I was like, all right, something's up here. And I didn't understand the rules. They either weren't explained clearly or I missed something. If it's on me, no big deal. I lose. That's what I get. But I really would like to take another look at it because I basically added like 40 minutes to my time because I walked right past Varia's suit very early on.
Unfortunately, yeah, we were debating in chat. We saw that happen. It's like, where did he go?
Yeah.
And then missing the speed booster at Edicoons as well definitely took a little bit of a toll as well.
Yeah. Well, I'll let the admins figure it out. And sorry about that, crazed gamer. I wish I could have given you a better race.
Yeah. No. No worries.
And
It's all
who
good.
knows? I mean, those choices for you pretty well. Just didn't happen.
I think
to
if
this
I
time.
just skipped Shack Tool, I probably would have been very, very close because I was on my way to Torian when Crazed Gamer finished.
Absolutely, yeah. You were pretty close on that remark.
It was pretty bad. I mean, like, honestly, I didn't have a very good showing in a lot of other points. Like, I died to the side hoppers before I even got to check the lower north hitter. Like, even if I had just taken the hit and gone through the door, I'd be like, all right, cool, I'm out of here. Reset, at least I have the knowledge and I don't have to check it again. But that was unfortunate. I got a little cocky against the first Ridley I encountered. I was like, I can do this. The second Ridley I encountered, I died a couple times and would not have died if I picked up that reserve tank. So yeah, lots of bad decisions on top of just not understanding the rules. So it's kind of both, both ends.
That's fair. That's fair. Well, with that being said, do you guys have anything else you want to say to each other or say to the viewers before the end of the race here?
Not particularly. I think it's going to be a good watch back, and once again, GG's cross.
GG, well played.
Definitely GG to both of you. Thank you for such a good race. And to the rest of everybody that's watching right now, make sure to give our racers a follow. My name is Nirvana Gaming. I was the commentator for this evening, and then we have our wonderful tracker here, Spike, that's been keeping track of everything throughout the entire thing. Make sure to drop them both a follow. They do stream on Twitch, so make sure to give them some extra love. They deserve it. And without any further ado, thank you for joining us. There's going to be more speed racing happening in the future. Keep an eye out for it. Much more to come. And once again, we'll see you all next mission.